Hello everyone. Today we will be continuing our discussion of voting methods with the last of the four voting methods we'll be talking about, which is the method of pairwise comparisons. So the method of pairwise comparisons is a voting method that basically revolves around taking every pair of two candidates on your ballot and seeing how many voters prefer candidate X over candidate Y and vice versa. So we will continue with our example that we've looked at the last few videos. And as you can see here, I have listed out every possible pair of two candidates from this. So we have four candidates, A, B, C, D. And then our different pairs that we can make are AB, AC, AD, BC, BD, and CD. Now what we're going to do is basically we're going to take each of these pairs and we will see how many voters preferred each candidate over the other in these pairs. So we'll start with A and B. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at our preference schedule and figure out which of these columns A is ranked higher than B and which of them B is ranked higher than A. So as you can see, this column has A above B, this column has A above B, this column has A above B, these other two have B above A. So between this column, and this column that have A above B, we've got 7 plus 5 plus 1, so that's 13 votes. Versus for B, we just have this column with 9 and this column with 3, so that's 12 votes total. All right, so in this case, A wins this pairwise comparison. Next, we have A versus C. So A is ranked higher than C in every column except this one right here. So that's going to give us a total of 22 votes for A over C versus 3 for C over A. Same thing with A versus D. We have 3 columns where A is ranked higher, this one, and this one, totaling 17 votes. And then in this column and this column, D is ranked higher, so 5 plus 3, total of 8 votes. All right. Now, moving on to comparisons that don't involve candidate A, we have B versus C. So B is ranked higher than C in 3 out of our 5 columns. So we have 9 here, 5 here, and 1 here for a total of 15. And then C is ranked above B in this column and this column, so 7 plus 3, that would give us 10 for C. B over D, we have 2 columns where B is ranked higher than D. So this column and this column, which total 10 votes. And then in our remaining 3 columns totaling 15 votes, D is ranked above B. And then finally, we have C versus D. So in this case, C is ranked higher in 3 out of our 5 columns. So this one with 7, this one with 3, and this one with 1. So that gives us 11 votes for C. And then D is ranked higher in the other 2 columns, so with 9 votes here and 5 votes here for a total of 14. So at this point, we've made all of our comparisons. We figured out how many voters picked A over B, A over C, and so forth and so on. So now what we're going to do is for each one of these comparisons, we're going to give 1 point to the winner, 0 points to the loser, and in this case we have an odd number of votes, so we don't have ties, but if we did have an even number, then ties would be 1/2 for each candidate. So based on this, we are going to look at the 3 comparisons here that involve A. A has actually won all 3 of these, so that means that A is going to have 3 points. B loses this one, wins this one, loses this one. So that means that B is going to have 1 point. C did not win any of their comparisons. This one lost this one with A, lost this one with B, lost this one with D. So C is going to have 0 points. And then finally, D loses to A, but then wins the comparisons with B and C. So D is going to have 2 points. So now we are going to assign our ranking of candidates based on the number of points they have. So in this case, our first place candidate would be A, and then next D, then B, and finally C. One advantage of this method is that if there is a candidate that is preferred over all other candidates by a majority of voters, we call this a Condorcet candidate, and in this method, a Condorcet candidate will always win. That is not true necessarily with the other voting methods that we have talked about. So in this case, we do have a Condorcet candidate because A is preferred over B by a majority, C by a majority, and D by a majority. So we would say that A is a Condorcet candidate, and indeed, our Condorcet candidate A has won this election. Thank you for watching, and if you have questions, I am happy to help.